Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to Penny Insurance. We're so excited to work with you. We're a top life insurance and annuity BGA, and our goal is to help insurance agents write bigger cases and for much more money. Before we dive in, I do like to talk about what sets us apart. You'll notice that on these slides, I have Renaissance art with futuristic technology depicted. That represents who we are. We're classic, and we work with old school advisors that are interested in truly building a lifelong relationship with clients. Now, when you work with Penny, you get a lot of stuff. And some of the things you get are things like top underwriting for large cases. You get free access to a CRM that we built ourselves called Insurio. You get a ton of free tech like iGo and also Firelight. And you get ongoing education in the form of white papers and webinars just like this one. And these are really, really important because they can make your business grow. One of the most interesting things about Penny is we actually have something called the application team. So if you have life insurance advisors that are on your team that like to make the sale but not do any of the paperwork, we actually take the paperwork from you and we do it. That's even if the carrier has any sort of app assist or app fulfillment, we will even go beyond that. So again, a lot of benefits with working with Penny. If you want to learn more, you can email the email below or you can reach out to me. And then before I go ahead and pass the mic over to Anna today, we do have a white paper that we just created, more of a cheat sheet. And this is really teaching you when to write which insurance product. So do you write an IUL, a whole life, a GUL, or a term policy? I think many of you guys will agree, most people are stuck writing a term right now, but if you write permanent products, you could actually triple your commission. And so they're really, really important, not to mention the fact that they have tax benefits to them and can create cash value and all of those things. What I find is that most agents are intimidated by writing permanent policies. And guess what? We can teach you how to do that. We can help you point a sale. We can create illustrations for you, all that sort of stuff. So all you got to do is download this by filling out the form that this takes you to, and then you'll go ahead and get that white paper. And by the way, we create some of those every single week. Now I want to pass the mic over to Anna, who is joining us from Principal, and she is going to talk to us about Principal's business owner solution. So with all that said, Anna, please have the mic.
All right. Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a good Thursday. So I am the regional wholesaler for Principal Business Solutions. I am based out of San Francisco and work within the Northwest Territory. You yourself may be located outside of the Northwest, but it's located where Penny is. So we'll service any of you guys that work alongside Penny. So today I'll be talking through our team contacts, what each of us do, business owner insights, overview of our product offerings, as well as our solutions, and then our sales process. This will be a series of webinars, so this is a high-level overview on what we offer, and then later on I can deep dive more into our prospecting tools, our case studies, and specific fits of our products. I am on a team of 3 people. Zach Mindham is our regional director. He helps with advanced sales, case consulting. I also do those sorts of things, as well as a lot of training and education, and can just help from start to finish on these cases. And then our internal wholesaler is Diane Kraus, and she can help with quoting, servicing, more admin type questions. So we split our offerings into 3 buckets. We want to look at how these solutions work for the businesses, for the key employees, and for their lifestyle. And we want to help you to know the right words to sell this, know the things to be listening for in selling these solutions, and just have good enough of an understanding to pitch it, and then we can come in as the experts. Principal does a survey every year called the Business Owner Insights, where we will ask about 800 business owners across the US different questions on their priorities for their employee benefits, key employee benefits, and just how they think about their business. And so we found some really valuable things in the last few years on how to work in the small to mid-size business market. You probably have a number of clients that are business owners or are a family member of a business owner, and that's where we're specializing. So as you can see here, this is the top 10 ranked things that they're looking for. So number 1 is business protection, health and wellness, income protection, succession planning. So these are all priorities that they say they have, but as you can see, these numbers on the right, for like the number 1 most important thing, only 52% of them have a plan. So there's definitely a gap in this market. It's a place where you can come in as an expert. They might not know these plans exist. And so you can really help them in protecting their business and making sure that they have a plan for the future, whether that's retirement or just having protection in case of a death or disability. So there's 33 million small to mid-sized businesses in the US, and 99% of them employ less than 500 people. And you probably know many of them just in your community, or they may be in your book of business. Key findings for owners and their businesses. It's like I said, the business protection is number 1. Only 44% of those with a succession plan in place have a plan to gift the business or sell it to the family. The owners who work alongside a financial professional like yourself are significantly more confident in achieving their business goals. There are record high concerns about recruiting and retaining key employees. It's a very competitive market. And over half of owners say retirement is 11 or more years away. That means there's plenty of time to fund a retirement plan using life insurance. The number 1 thing preventing owners from planning their financial health of their business is the need for more capital. And these solutions can also help them in giving them more capital and more protection and more peace of mind. For key employees, as we saw in the previous slide, there's record high number 3 ranking of key employee benefits. That one had a pretty extreme jump from year over year in the survey, that it was up from 7. More than a third of owners say they have 4 or more key employees, and 65% of them want to add key employee benefits. So we want to help them in attracting key employees and rewarding and retaining them. So our plans at Principal help in various ways. As you can see, there's overlap between these concepts. So we offer bonus plans, deferred compensation plans, split dollar, key person plans, and we have combined our life and disability teams together. So there is overlap on these plan types. So it might be key person, life, and disability, or we're adding an overhead expense alongside these plans. But we help in a lot of these buckets. These are all done through our life insurance products. It's just how we are applying them. This is our product offering. So we have 4 different term options along with a guaranteed issue term. Those are the same durations as an underwritten term. Universal life, indexed universal life, variable, survivorship. Sorry about that. And many of them offer, we have no lapse guarantees up to age 95 or age 100, depending on the product, have the chronic illness rider. And with our edge in the business market, we also offer this business value increase rider. This is unique to Principal. So it is used for a business that is having buy-sell funding done, and they want to make sure that their protection is on pace with the size of the business. So by using this rider, they're valued at the start of a 3-year period, and then their coverage is automatically increased 5% after years 1 and 2. And then after the 3rd year, we will do another business valuation to make sure that the policy's face amount is matching the protection that's needed. So identifying business owners' priorities and solutions. Or the business protection market overview. Only 1 out of 2 have a plan in place. The top prospects that you should be thinking about are professional, technical, scientific, like people that are just working with their hands. They have very specific knowledge. They're the jobs that wouldn't be replaced by like AI or construction, finance, healthcare, manufacturing. It's to figure out who the key employees are to get your client talking about their key employees and how many of them might need this plan. We want them thinking about who's critical to operations, customer relationships, and the sales and profitability of the business. Who, if they gave their resignation letter tomorrow, would deeply impact how the company can perform. For key person life insurance, the way that this works is the employer would pay the insurance premiums for each policy on the covered key employees. There'd be a separate policy for each employee. And then the death benefit would then cover or provide funds to cover expenses. So this is just a lump sum benefit by getting the death benefit. They don't need to use it for a specific thing, but it can be used to replace lost earnings, maintain the business credit, give a financial cushion, offset lost business value, and help them in finding a replacement. Business succession is ranked number 4. 4 out of 10 do not have a plan in place. And we're looking at the same prospects for the industries. Questions that owners may be asking that you could be bringing up to get to this kind of plan design is your business valued correctly? Will it sell for what it's worth when it's time to sell it? Is the company able to survive without them? Or do they have a plan in place on what will happen when they're no longer owning the business? Will children or family members want to take over? What does that look like? How can I minimize the tax impacts at the time of transferring a business? And when can I exit my business? By getting them asking these questions and thinking about it, we can find the opportunities that are there for their succession planning. We want to make sure they have a matched up buy-sell agreement with the proper business valuation and proper funding. We need to identify the unmet financial needs to make sure that they have death, disability, or other lifetime events covered. We want to align the life insurance ownership with the ownership outlined in a buy-sell agreement. People can think that a buy-sell is just one and done, that they do it and 10 years later they don't need to touch it, but it's something that needs to be reviewed periodically to make sure that they have the right owners, the right funding, and protection in place. We want to align the definition of disability in the buy-sell agreement with the disability product that they have. Next is our business restoration plans. These are for companies that they would already have a group benefits plan in place, and those benefits provide less as a percentage of pay to top employees than it would to the average employees. And we want to make sure that the higher compensated key employees have their benefits restored to an equal percentage that the rest of the employees are getting in order to keep the top talent, to make sure that they feel rewarded and they want to stay at the company. By offering these, we're able to help them strengthen their benefit package. It supplements the group term life insurance and can replace that lost benefit. We offer that as an easy way for key employees to get coverage. This is usually done with our guaranteed issue term insurance, so there's very minimal needed to be done by the employees. And that it provides employee-owned policies that are fully portable for the employees, even though it may be done by their current employer. Next would be our bonus plans. We have a few types of bonus plans. So there's ones for S owners, nonprofits. This is just a basic overview of how the plans work for-profit organizations. So for these plans, there is an accumulation phase that the employer would make the bonus contributions for the employee. It's an employee-owned plan. The employee pays the ordinary income tax on it, and then at the time of distribution, they're able to use it as retirement income. It also has a death benefit component, so there's that added protection. And so these plans just are a way to retain. It's a reward. It's an additional retirement benefit. So the benefits of these plans for the business is it's a very simple plan design compared to like a different compensation plan. The business receives a current tax deduction, and the plan is exempt from annual reporting. For the participants, they don't have the same like maximum contributions as they may have for the 401k. It enhances their retirement benefits. They are the owner of the asset, and the earnings can be tax deferred. So with these, compared to a deferred comp plan, the asset's not corporate owned, and the bonus reduces cash flow. And then how I had said the employee is taxed on the bonuses, but you can do a double bonus to avoid them from paying the taxes and have the taxes covered by the employer. Deferred compensation plans, same thing. We offer 3 different types of deferred compensation plans at the small to mid-sized business level. So this is an example. This is our select reward plan. For this one, there is a set service period. So there's a contractual obligation for the key employee, and they have an agreement, and it may be a split dollar where a portion goes to the family, a portion goes to the business, or this can entirely go to the business. And the employer is paying the premium. The employer would get the death benefit. And during the distribution period or the payout period, the employee is given the lump sum benefit when the service period is met. That might be like anywhere from 7 to 10 years of a service period. And this can also be used as non-qualified retirement income. For these plans, they encourage loyalty. It is tax deductible for the employer when the benefit is paid. So there's an ability to recover premium cost with the cash value. There is it's an enhanced employee benefit. It is really just beneficial to the employee that as long as they're there for that set period of time, they get that money. The considerations for the business on this one is it reduces the annual cash flow. They are made with after-tax dollars, and the bonus needs to be paid within 2.5 months at the end of the tax year in which the employee meets the requirement. So the insured needs to agree to underwriting and being insured by the company, but this can be really beneficial for both the employer and the employee. And like I said, that's a pretty high-level overview of these things. I know it's a lot of information at once going through all of these different plan types, and I'll go more in depth on each of these and give real-life examples of how these are applied. So when working with your client and figuring out if these plans may be a good fit for them, we want to first identify the stage of their business. So maybe a new business where they're still becoming established. They probably don't have a lot of extra cash lying around to do some of these plans. Or a growing business, they would have a growing revenue stream, but still may have some really large expenses on the front end. If they're established, they're consistent, they have an experienced team, strategies are in place. This is where most of our plans would fit, is an established business. Or a transitioning business. These are ones that we're looking at succession planning, figuring out next steps for them. What are the common solutions for each business stages? This is in the business protection bucket. So if it's a new business, they may want to have a key person plan in place, especially if they have a limited number of employees. We want to get a buy-sell agreement set up, and they're probably just focused on having basic group benefits. For growing through established businesses is pretty similar of what they'd be looking for. Want to make sure they have that key person insurance, that they have their buy-sell reviewed periodically, and making sure that they have protection in place to cover business expenses, to cover employees, and maybe they are implementing those retention and reward plans for their key employees if they have the income for that. For a transitioning business, they're looking at the coverage and what it might look like for new owners. Having that buy-sell funded and ready to go when the time comes, and to have their plans all updated to reflect the new ownership. For protecting the employees, again, they want to have just their basic things covered. So they have life and disability insurance with foundational group benefits. At an early stage, they're probably just looking at having a 401k or some sort of qualified retirement plan set up. And then once they are more of an established business, we want to look at supplemental retirement plans, especially for top earners, and consider expanding their group benefits. Maybe we're doing a benefit restoration plan, and just offering the more rounded out plans to get that full coverage. For protecting the owner during the time of the business, or this could be after they've retired and it's legacy and estate planning, we want to make sure that they have wills and trusts current, that they can get their estate tax concerns figured out if they are at that level of income. We're reviewing their personal insurance, wills and trusts, and estate tax concerns. So all of these things are really relevant for when an employee or when an owner is transitioning out of the business, to make sure that they have these things set up, and Principal can help with the legacy and estate tax and wills and trust on top of the business solutions. So we offer a comprehensive platform. We have all of these planned designs and then the resources to help you understand them and apply them. The approaches will help open doors that you may have not even known were possible, or your client may not know were possible. And we are here to help support you in building these plans and helping you analyze the options and close these cases. We offer the solutions, the experience, and the service. On top of our wholesaling team, we have our business and advanced solutions team, and they are CPAs and lawyers or MBA backgrounds that can help really deep dive into these plan types. I find they're especially helpful working on like deferred comp and bonus plans. Just they know all of the ins and outs of the taxes and how to set up these more complex plan structures, and can do the financial modeling for financing these plans. So before the sale, you're able to have access to the wholesaling team or the advanced solutions team. We have many marketing materials that I can share with you that can just help with your client meetings or just help you understand our products better. And just lots of sales ideas, case studies, and approach materials. In the next webinar, I'll be going over our prospecting tools. So we do have tools for the business valuation and for the buy-sell review that our advanced solutions team will go over with the client and with yourself on the line to just talk through the plans, talk through the options, and forecast for those future years. During the sale, we work with you on the plan designs. We look at different financing options, which life insurance product may be the best fit for the plan. For the protection plans, we're typically leaning towards a term because we're just looking for a shorter term of coverage and not something that may be really expensive for them to take on. For a deferred comp or a bonus plan, those are almost always going to be done using variable or indexed insurance because we want to have that cash value aspect to be able to get income during the distribution phase. For our business products, we have multiple underwriting programs. So like I said, we have guaranteed issue. We have accelerated underwriting up to $3 million for business owners. And then we also have enhanced underwriting. All of these things are just supposed to help smooth out the process, to save time, and to just help you and your client make this feel as easy as it can because they have plenty going on as a business owner. And then we have point of sale assistance, where we are just focused on working in the small to mid-sized business market and can help with customized proposals and any sorts of questions. Post-sale, we have annual plan status and strategy review. There is an assigned person for these plans that give the plan level reporting. There is easily accessible policy administration and service with billing. They will help with new enrollments. It just is the hope is that there is an ease of doing business and that these plans can stay in place and continue to benefit the business for years and years. So why choose Principal? Principal has all of these things under one roof. We have what I went over of the business solutions. So whether that's life or disability insurance, we're a #1 group life provider for basic group benefits. And then we specialize in the non-qualified deferred compensation plans. So we're the #1 provider of those also. there's just expertise across the board, whether it's protection, retirement, or basic benefits. And we're able to either help you with those things or connect you with the person to help you with those things within Principal. We just want to make you feel like you are knowledgeable and that you have an expert that you can lean on. All right, I can take any questions now. Thank you.
Awesome. So much good stuff over here. And I'm sitting on several questions. One of the things I wanted to point out to people who are here and listening to this is the like what businesses go through to even find an executive level person. So whether that's like somebody in tech or somebody in, you know, a law firm or whatever, because I know a lot of you guys are 1099s. So let's say somebody has to replace a VP of sales, for example, in their organization, and that person is grossing 180K comp plus so that's a year, so 180K a year plus a 50K bonus on a yearly basis. Recruiters for those executives will typically look for the person, source the person, find the person, and then once that's done, their fee is about 30 to 40%. So basically, these organizations, the lawyers, the doctors, the, you know, whatever, for their high level executives, they're shelling out 70, 80 grand just to find them. So you can kind of think about it in those terms, how much they're willing to pay in order to keep their employees there. It's an enormous opportunity for you guys to swoop in and make some change. And so with that kind of said, I wanted to ask Anna, you know, what businesses do you feel like are a good fit for these solutions, especially Keyman and Buy/Sell, and what do you think is, or who do you think would be a bad fit?
Yeah, a lot of the ones that I work with are attorneys or accountants, and then I see quite a few in like tech, like you said, or consulting. Or more difficult fits for these, agriculture can be really tough to do these kinds of plans, as well as nonprofits. But looking at like what I had said about those jobs that are like they wouldn't be replaced by a robot. These are the jobs that these people are knowledgeable. They are the experts in their field, and it's just something very technical.
Awesome. So one thing I noticed when I was like scouring a few other carrier websites is a lot of people are advertising that they can help with, you know, you know, Keyman and Buy/Sells and executive bonuses and stuff like that. And I get it because they're trying to market to the concept. So you just went over this, but in as few words, like, what do you think makes Principal the best carrier at these concepts?
Yeah, we were the first carrier to go in this direction of making that our primary focus, to focus in the business market and specifically in the small to mid-sized business market. Like we're not going for these huge corporations. We want to help these smaller ones that have small teams that just they need that assistance and that they need these smaller plan designs. There are other companies that would do these benefits at a really large scale, and we want to specialize at the small scale where maybe they only have 20 employees and we just want to come in and handhold them through this process and handhold them with figuring out what that retirement looks like or what passing these businesses down looks like.
And I think you guys, more than any like carrier that I know, like you guys have a lot of staff that are associated with making this process clean. Like for example, you guys, let me know if I'm getting any of this wrong. You guys provide business valuations for qualified clients, which is huge and which is something that business owners want anyway. So if you're an agent and you have a business owner in front of you that you think is a good fit, they're going to get at least a business valuation. Then I heard that you guys do point of sale. So if you have somebody, agent, and you're unable to maybe articulate this process to the point where, you know, somebody where you're comfortable, you're going to have people at Principal able to help you with some of these. And I think a lot of carriers do not offer that service. And then the third thing you said that really like struck me is you guys have CPAs and lawyers and a host of other people to help make it seem solid to the business owner and all of the people who are involved in that sale. Am I missing anything?
No, you're not. And I think that's really true is you're not getting a 1-800 number. Like, I am calling Anna about this, and she's the one who's going to know the answer to this. Or you will meet our advanced solutions team and know them by name. And you just have that individual relationship that you might not have at another carrier.
Yeah, to get that, to get the help of a lawyer or a CPA as needed, if you need it, in addition to Anna's help, like that is something that's invaluable, because you try to do that stuff privately and it's going to cost you a lot of money, and that's not obviously going to be worth losing that sale if you're in front of a business owner. Another question I had for you is, what is the story you use to let's say in a buy sell situation, to sell permanent versus term?
Yeah. So with the buy sell, it really depends on how much time they have to fund it. But by using the permanent insurance for it instead of term, there is the protection that you get from the term for any triggering events that may happen. But if they also want to use it to fund transitioning the business or succession for the business, that we want to make sure the person coming in, if they need to buy somebody out, that's funded with life insurance. And so if it's used for a buyout, they're able to have that death benefit protection if something were to happen between the time of them making this agreement and then when it's actually passed down. And then they're able to have that cash value to have their share of the business when the time comes.
How do you, I'm just rolling into my, my question. So how do you, like, let's say you're an agent and you're talking to a business owner and they do have people, maybe executives, that they want to provide executive bonuses for. How do you get them to be interested in a life insurance solution as opposed to just cash bonuses or stock over time? Like, what makes this product better for that business?
Yeah, the tax-free benefit is a really big one, that it acts as both, like as a key person plan in a way during the service period or during the funding phase. You have 10 years of, you get the key person protection with the added bonus at the end of it. So they're able to use it to both reward the employee and protect their business in the same thing. And then by using life insurance, you can have the different like accounting benefits. Like I said, that it may just how it looks on the balance sheet compared to some of those other plans, there can be benefits.
That makes sense. Are there like tax benefits to the business who is putting in the premiums as well?
It's all after tax premiums. So there's not at the time of the premium, at the time of distribution is where there's the benefit.
Okay. Cool. We have a question that says, what do you need to do a full evaluation of the normal to small business?
So for our business valuation, which the next webinar, I'll go into detail of what that report looks like. But for doing that report, we just need 3 years of tax returns. So the business needs to be at least 3 years old to be able to qualify for this. And then once we have that, we're able to do the full report on the value, the projected growth of the business.
Got it. And then, Anna, you have like a marketing package that I can send to everybody on this webinar right after?
Yeah, absolutely.
And within that marketing package, guys, I think there is a sheet basically where you request the business valuation. Is that right?
Now it's all digital, so it's a link for that, but that would be included in the marketing, yeah, of how to get to there.
Awesome. And if you guys want to get contracted with Principal, please give us a call. We will definitely help you with that, and we'll send you those materials. Don Wilcoxon asked for the marketing materials, so we will make sure we get those out to you, as well as a a copy of this recording. And like Anna said, this is the first of 6 webinars over the course of the next 3 or 4 months that we're going to be helping you with this. In the meantime, you can expect marketing materials that'll help you with your clients. You can expect cheat sheets, and then you can expect a full-on process to get this started and make it clean, easy, and efficient. So we're going to work on that, and you guys will definitely see that through our emails. Anna, any other words from you before we log off here?
Yeah, if there was anything that you had a specific case come to mind, or just you want more details on something specific, feel free to reach out to me individually and we can have conversations about that. I'm available to help you, to teach you about these things, so don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, as soon as you guys know that you have somebody and you're going to talk to them, I mean, this is going to be, that's the time to start thinking about how you're going to approach. And what's great about Anna and Principal is this is all they do. This is one of the biggest things that they do, and they have the infrastructure to actually help you make that sale. So if you know a person and you think it's a good fit, please, please, please bring it to us, and we're more than excited to help you. With that said, I want to thank everybody for their time today, and we'll get that recording out to you, and we hope you have a great day. We do have a last question. Do you have access to family offices? Anna, do you have
What do you mean by
that question?
family offices? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, me neither. We'll give Ronald one more second to answer here. Everybody else, thank you so much for coming. We are concluding the webinar, and I hope you guys have a great day.